Hello, thank you so much for downloading this resource. I'm going to use this video to show you how to assign this to your students in an organized way that both you and them will not have any frustrations with the process. So you can see when you open this up, each slide has a spot to assign students to a slide. It has 8 sticky notes and it has a question in the center. The question changes on every single slide. I do have 20 on here, and then the last slide is where you can add your own question. Feel free to copy and paste this slide so you can have multiple editable slides in there. So I have 8 sticky notes on each slide because I feel like if your whole class, 20 or 30 students, however many you have, if they're all collaborating on one slide, then that would be a lot, and I feel like kids would get frustrated with each other or clicking on their section. So I narrowed it down to 8 students on one slide. All the kids can do the same question. I'm going to show you how to set that up, but I just felt that having the whole class on one slide would be quite a bit. So this is more of a small group discussion. So on the first slide, I mentioned that I'm going to reference a link in this video. So to kind of jumpstart the process, or I shouldn't say process because it's pretty short, but to kind of assign this to your students, go ahead and click this link, and that is going to open up a document that looks like this. This is all set up and formatted for you to copy and paste these slides. But the reason you don't want to assign your students to this document is that they would see all of the questions that you have access to. But when you assign it to students, you really only want them to have access to one question for that day. These slides are meant to be used after reading a text, whether that's in class, reading it out loud, having them read a novel on their own, or if you're doing distance learning, you could even send them a link to a book being read and then have them come back here to collaborate and discuss. So I'm going to slide the question that I'm assigning my students that day to a new presentation so that way they don't see all the questions at one time. So say I want this question to be assigned to them today. So I'm going to right click on the slide over here on the left. I'm going to click copy. And then again, I'm going over to this document over here, which you can find by clicking this link here. I'm going to click Control V to paste that document. I'm going to keep original styles. And right now you can see that only 8 students can be assigned to this slide here. But say I have 23 students in my class. That means I'm going to need 3 of these slides to accommodate all 23 of my students. So I'm going to paste this 3 different times. Okay, so then you're like, wait, but how do you know which kids are going to be typing on which document? That's what this box is for right here. So then I would go through and I would say, I want Alex and Becca and Mary and so on to be on this slide. And then I would go here and type my 8 students, and I would go here and type my 8 students. So that way they know exactly where to go, but they are all answering this question right here. And for them to type, all they have to do, I think they just single click, yeah. They just single click, and then they can even delete that type here and type their own response onto the sticky note itself. All right, so I've gone over how to move it to a new presentation so that they only see their question. I've gone over how to assign each slide to different students. So now I'm going to show you how I can move this to Google Classroom. If you don't use Google Classroom, you could always share the link with them. And just make sure when you share the link that you change this to editor. It might say viewer. Change it to editor so that they have access to making changes. Otherwise, they're just going to be able to see the document. They can't do anything on it. So to assign it to Google Classroom, I'm going to go ahead and click Create on the Classwork tab. I'm going to go to Assignment. And then you can title the assignment something more specific, but this is just for pretend. So you can title it the title of the book or the title of the question. Then to add the presentation, I'm going to click Add. It's not File. I'm going to go to my Google Drive. And then make sure you click the this document that you just created instead of here, otherwise they're going to see all the different questions. All right, so I'm going to assign this one, the document I just created, and then I need to make sure to change it from student can view file to student can edit file. This way that they can add their own responses. If you made a copy for each student, they would be able to edit, but they would not see everybody's responses together. So I want to make sure it just says students can edit file, and then I would click assign. And it's easy as that. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You can contact me on Teachers Pay Teachers. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this resource. Thanks again.